Before 9/11, the CIA, with support from partners across the intelligence community, was already performing years of intelligence operations and analysis against al-Qaeda. At that time, bin Laden was not a household name and was not yet responsible for any American deaths. We knew bin Laden was on the run by 12 September, and we didn't catch up with him until December 2001, when he fled to the Tora Bora Mountains in eastern Afghanistan. Tora Bora is an extremely rugged and inhospitable area, and bin Laden managed to escape. It remains the only real missed opportunity to find bin Laden after 9/11 until he was located in Abbottabad. Early on in the hunt, our key intelligence question was focused on where bin Laden was hiding, mostly because that was the question policymakers and the public were asking us, where's bin Laden? So we chased reporting that led us unsuccessfully from one location to another. Eventually, our strategy and process evolved, and we realized that while there was no limit to the number of places bin Laden could hide, there was a limit to the number of people who could be involved in safeguarding him. Indeed, al-Qaeda's #1 organizational priority was bin Laden's safety. As a result, we shifted our focus from locations to people who might be with him or know where he was, and those people were bucketed into different categories like family members and couriers. Much of our assessment on who he might be with was based on historical precedent, open source material, and other classified information. Almost all of the thousands of leads we pursued until the Abbottabad raid were false, but our ability to confirm or otherwise assess that a lead would not take us to bin Laden was sometimes productive, and that it continued to shape the picture of who bin Laden was not with, which helped us vector in on who he might be with. However, since it's tough to prove a negative, in some cases it took years to make the call that a lead was not getting us any closer to bin Laden and not worth pursuing. In other cases, we continued to pursue leads for years, right up until the day bin Laden was killed in Abbottabad. We confirmed after his death that bin Laden disappeared into Pakistan in early 2002. The goal during that period was to maximize intense pressure on the enemy so that they had to spend their time hiding, protecting themselves, and worried about security, making it harder for them to generate a major operation. By 2006, however, al-Qaeda had fully adapted to operations in the major cities by relocating to a remote, largely ungoverned part of Pakistan known as the federally administered tribal areas, or the FATA. From there, we realized that they were still potent and could still continue to pull off spectacular attacks, independent of bin Laden's presence or direct leadership. With proof of al-Qaeda's resilience and armed with largely good intelligence on the group, we began focusing on the structure in the FATA to both prevent it from pulling off another 9/11 and, robbed of his most trusted subordinates, force bin Laden into two choices: further isolate into irrelevance or move out of hiding into our crosshairs.